a message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking it to him. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one
Yes,
that's
what's
gonna
good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet, live from Wynn, Las Vegas. Shout out to the You're Welcome Network, a part of the You're Welcome Network. George and I are back in the building.
Yes, we are.
George, what's good, bro?
Nick, there was a viral moment that happened 2 days ago that I have been meaning to talk to you about. It happened Monday night right after we finished recording. And I wake up Tuesday morning and I'm like, no fucking way. One, that, there was Adrien Broner in the studio. Pretty big get. You know what I mean? In the boxing community, especially for what happened last week. I was like, look at it is what it is, just being topical, right? Getting the people when it matters most. And then I saw the whole clip and I was like, whoa. There's a lot to be dissected here. And I mean, there was the deleted scenes that you posted yesterday, which I still haven't watched. I've really just seen the clip and the full episode. And I texted you immediately and I said, holy shit, you were a part of something that is super viral. I don't know how many views that one clip got, but let's talk about it.
Well, bro, I'll tell you this. It was, let me give you conflicting feelings, right? Pretty dope to be a part of something super viral that everyone's talking about. Unfortunately, like we didn't want that to happen, right? Here in the studio, there's a huge window over here. We have a lot of people watching. What up? What up? Hope you guys have a lovely day. Yeah, a lot of good talent.
Yes.
Good talent. But a lot of people be walking by and, you recognize celebrities, athletes. Like we've filmed before and it's like, oh shit, Coach K is walking by. Mark Cuban,
Yep.
like we've had all these people walk by. So he was not supposed to be on the show. But again, like a lot of times the guests that we get is just, the show is so massive that people recognize it and they go, oh shit, yeah, I'll give you 10, 15 minutes. And we're like, yo, cool. We want to talk about, he's from Ohio. We're like, yo, let's talk about the Bengals and Joe Burrow getting hurt. And then let's talk about Canelo and Crawford. All right, bet. And sat down. Everything was cool. You had a couple cold ones. Like you could sense it, but we didn't know it was that bad. And then everything transpired the way it transpired. The craziest thing is I woke up to a shitload of text messages and phone calls. And anytime Cam calls me in the morning, like before a certain time, I'm like, uh-oh, what'd I do wrong?
A phone call is terrible.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the worst.
I can't front. I get nervous. Every time I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I grab my phone and I look, all right, no calls from Cam, Mace, or the studio. We're in the clear. Let's get our day going. And I had a couple missed calls from him, but when I hit him back, I was like, yo, bro, everything good? Because I didn't go to bed until super late. He's like, yeah, man, everything chilling. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, wow, what's up? I was like, oh, I'm just waking up now. He's like, oh, my bad, I woke you up. And like, no, everything was cool. But man, so many people asked me like what was going down. And a lot of the guys that I trained with jiu-jitsu, they're like, yo, bro, what was you gonna? I was like, I'm not gonna come off as a tough guy. He's a professional boxer. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I did get nervous, bro. I can't front. I did get nervous because
Was there a crowd? You had mentioned the glass outside. So was there a crowd of people?
No. There wasn't a crowd. Okay. There wasn't a crowd. I was saying there was a crowd here for us now, but I got nervous because I was like, God forbid some crazy shit happens. And when Cam walked over to him, I got really nervous. Full transparency. Because I'm like, man, the way I compared it, bro, is have you ever been out with friends and you've had some beers in you? And this happens a lot in my friend group. It's happened where we're all gambling in Atlantic City or when we would come out to Vegas. And I'm sitting at the table with one of my buddies and he's down like $800. And we're all hammered. And I'm like, yo, bro, let's just go, bro. Like, come on, it's not your night. And, you grab them and they're like, get off me, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's my boy. It's gotten to that. So I was a little worried when Cam walked over to him. I was like, oh my God, what if some shit happens now? In my mind, the first thing that came to my mind, bro, when I said I was nervous, I was like, I'm probably going to get fired if like a physical altercation happens. And I was just peeking through the window. I was like, Shit, I don't. And again, I don't want to come off as a tough guy because I'm not claiming that at all. But I got nervous because I was like, I'm definitely gonna lose my job if a fucking fight breaks out in the studio.
I don't think you would have.
You think I should have just
I think
double-legged?
I think the win would have had a common sense, and they would have seen the situation that happened, and hey, we just chalk it up to sometimes guests are hammered and they make bad decisions. But
and again, bro, just I was nervous in that sense. Like, fuck, what happens? Like what happens? Like when with Sirius, with the studio, just all that shit is what crossed my mind. And I just told Cam, joking around, I was like, I just hope you got me if some shit was to go down. He's like, yeah, bro, I would have you. So shouts to Cam, shouts to Mace, shouts to everyone. A lot of people did message me about that. And it was like, again, it was bittersweet, man, because those were not the intentions. And it just sucks. You don't want that to happen. Everything went viral, and like the show is doing really well this week for sure. But it's even Cam. Cam actually knows him. Like
there's no way that situation ends well if they didn't know each other really well beforehand.
Bingo. Yes. 100%. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that.
Are you and Stat dating?
No, we're not.
Okay.
That was another thing that happened. Shouts to Stat Baby. That's our girl Treasure. No, a bunch of DMs about that. It's not the case. Personally, I don't like the shit where I eat. Number one. Never do that. Rule of thumb, just to get through life.
Pro tip.
And then also, like, bro, it's cool. It's cool. Like that's our girl. We always looking out for her. And again, it just got like very excessive. But yeah, a lot of I had friends hit me up.
Nick, when's the wedding?
We'll get Stats. Stats coming on the show sometime soon too. Shout out to Stat. Shout out to the Steelers. Not so much shout out to the Steelers after that one clip.
Oh, bro, but this week,
Nick,
I can't wait to talk about it, brother.
Yeah.
But I know we have some other banter to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Real quick, so the NFL contest. Oh my God, the timing on that cut was sensational. Isaiah, you're locked in today, bro. Round of applause for Isaiah.
Good.
So the NFL contest, again, back-to-back weeks, we have a tie.
Crazy.
2 people. Shouts to Rune and shouts to Tyler Edwards. Let's do a little bit of a different way to decide the winner.
Yes.
All right. Again, the NFL contest, it's free. It's in the bio. Just tap in. If you want to do it for 1 week, cool. You want to do it for the whole year, whatever you want to do. We're taking the best record against the spread each week, and we're giving out $50 throughout the whole season. It's about $1,000. For this one, you had some dice.
I did. So I worked at a convention this past week, and I got some dice. You can hear them rolling around in my hand right now. But we're gonna do odds and evens.
Yeah.
TJ Edwards is gonna be odds. Rune is gonna be evens. I'm gonna roll now, and we will see who wins this week. But before I roll, Nick, what was like their win total? Because last week was high. It was like 12-3.
Yeah.
Let me shake them down here.
Last week was 12-3. Yeah, that's a crazy
ready?
visual.
Here we go.
What is that? 9?
We got 9. Oh, see, Nick, it works with your hand.
Well, you know what else too? We didn't say who was going to be odds and who was going to be evens. Oh, who was odds?
Odds was TJ Edwards.
Yeah.
And Rune was evens.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, I had said it, and then we talked about how many wins they got.
Oh,
and
okay.
It looked like I was doing some shit under the table, but I was just rolling dice, I swear to God. We ended up with 9. Now, mind you, do I 100% remember that I said TJ Edwards for odds? We're going to have to go back in the replay and watch. I could have butchered it. So we're going to get it right based on what I said initially and the 9.
So week 2, he went 13-3.
God damn, bro.
They both went 13-3.
That's crazy.
Shout out to both of you. I'll be honest, bro. I think you might have frozen enveloped it because I don't remember you saying odds or evens.
I did. I said it quick.
Is this the frozen envelope for us?
What would be hilarious is if you went back and you cut that specific part out and then nobody knows.
No one knows.
And I just gave
It's good to edit. When it's not live TV, it's good to edit. But yeah, we're going to reach out to Tyler and throw him some money. And in the event that George fucked it up, what we'll do, you know what? I'm in a very giving mood. If
Should we start splitting the winnings?
No. We're not going to do that.
That's weak shit. I was about to say, Nick, we can't do that.
I'm about to do some participation trophy shit. In the event that George did not say odds and evens and who it was for, we'll pay you both.
Okay.
I'll foot
the bill in the second half. I'll foot the bill in the second half.
That's fair. Shouts to Rune. Shouts to both of you, first of all.
Yes.
But Rune has been a day one. Actually, Tyler has too, man. But Rune, him and I like DM often because, Knicks fan, Giants. Feel the same misery together, no?
Oh, yeah.
Misery loves company. So shout out to you. And again, on a serious note, thank you all for the support. Remember to join the Patreon for $1. George,
yes.
I want to get the shout outs out the way before we really get locked in on everything. But dude, I want to give a shout out to all the members of the Patreon as a whole, patreon.com/Veterans Minimum. But in particular, the last couple of weeks, we've had some names. Sean Green from SGPN. Thank you so much,
Sean,
for joining. Chris Paczynski.
Love it.
I think I nailed that name, bro.
For sure you did.
Oh, 100%. Kenneth Costella, Augie Main, Ross Black, Christopher Sikat, Gil Costa, Gasberger, and Joseph. Shouts to Jay, my guy Jay. Thank you all for your contributions to the Patreon. Remember, it's $1. You're not asking for too much. Just $1. Because of this ad read and someone checked me in the Discord, now when I go get a coffee from Starbucks, I tip $1 because I don't recognize it on my statements the way you won't recognize $1 to the show. Veterans Minimum, patreon.com/Veterans Minimum. Okay. Those are all the topics that I had. I'm ready to get into some football, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think it's time.
I think it's time.
This is the week, Nick, where I can finally start having some hot takes because you're not being drowned out by what week 1 was and all the preparation that teams had. Week 2, you had some flukes. Week 3, we truly know who you are. And that's why I'm in love with the Steelers this week.
Whoa.
I know.
You really want to get to the picks. You want to get to the picks.
I know I want to get to the picks, but I before we do the picks, I think this is also the time of the year where you start seeing the 2-0 teams and the 0-2 teams. And there's that stat that goes around that is, if you go 0-2, there is a high likelihood in the 90th percentile that you will not be making the playoffs. But as of recent, there has been teams that have started off 0-2 and have made the playoffs. You had the Texans 2 years ago. Who was it last year?
So last year you had three teams started off 0-2. Ravens, Broncos, and the Rams. All three made the playoffs. To George's point, since the NFL expanded to 17 playoffs in 2020, 5 of 41 teams, that's 12.2%, started the year 0-2 and went on to make the playoffs. One of which went all the way to the conference championship game, which was the Bengals, the year that they went to the conference championship game. 5 of 41. There's 10 of them this year. You have 10 0-2 teams. Shout out to the New York Giants. We're setting all records, all right? No team since 2013 has had more 0-2 starts than the New York Giants with 10. Round of applause for the G-Man, baby. Listen, all the good, all the bad, and all the fucking horrible, the New York Giants are doing that. So, George.
Yeah.
The teams that are 0-2, I want to do something where we're going to discuss them.
Mm-hmm.
And let's pick a team each we think is going to be able to make the playoffs or even turn it around. But I'm going to throw a little wrinkle because there's obviously an obvious one that everyone's going to pick. And it's the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 6-point favorites on Sunday against the New York Giants, who are also 0-2. You're not allowed to pick them.
Yeah.
We're not picking. You can't pick the Chiefs for this exercise.
I love that we can't pick the Chiefs because I have a stat for the Chiefs in this regard. Because the team that I think can honestly make the playoffs after starting 0-2 is your New York Giants.
What? Don't do this.
Is your New York Giants.
Don't get me all stimulated. Pause.
It is your New York Giants.
Wow. All right. Can I just read the teams?
Yes, you can read the teams.
So we got Titans, both New York teams. So that's 3. your Saints,
Yep.
Dolphins, Chiefs, Texans, Browns, Bears, and the Panthers. All those teams are 0-2. 12% have went on to make the playoffs. Tell me why it might be my G-Man, and thank you so much for making my day.
I think this is going to be the resurrection of the career of Russell Wilson. I think I have been waiting for this. I saw it a little bit in glimpses last year with the Steelers. But Nick, besides that, I think that the defensive line has ears, and they've been hearing all the shit that people have been giving them. It's time for them to turn it on. And I think really, really good units and any team in the NFL that have good rapport bounce back in major ways, and they have the talent to do so. So I like the Giants on defense, and then more importantly, running the football. I think you guys have one of the most electric running backs in the league right now in Scattaboo. As far as a power running back who loves football, who will get the team going, I think we saw it in the game last week that they have the capabilities of putting up a lot of points. I like the G-Men. And I'm also, I'm thinking that wild card in the NFC is still very much open. There's not any teams that I'm looking at that are 1-1 that I'm like, oh, this is a solidified spot here. So are they going to win the division? Of course not. But the path is there. And the reason why I like the Giants is because of what they're going to do this week. Mind you, there's a lot of stats going against the Giants. But it would be cool to see the Chiefs go 0-3 and make the playoffs. Only 6 teams in NFL history have done that. And I want to see that. So I want both. I want the Giants to make a run, and I want the Chiefs to do something that's only been done 6 times. The most recent time it was done was 2018 with the Texans.
Good stuff.
It is good stuff, man. It's motivational. I'm hoping that Brian Daboll can enter the top 5 of bald guys in your eyes. I feel like he was maybe on the list 3 years ago.
He was, yeah. When he first got there. Look, they started 7-2. And since then, it's been a mess. I think the number was 10-33, 10-34, like around there, since the 7-2 start. Fireable offenses. Like, if they continue to lose and they're like 1-8, the Giants don't really fire coaches midseason. It's very rare. Have they in the past? I'm sure they might have, but like, it's not like their MO. You brought up a very interesting point, and I think that's the most telling thing for this 0-2 trend, because I wonder how many of these teams, George, got within a game of that 7 seed, right? Now, if you can get to 9 wins, I think your season is still very viable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the number that I'm thinking about, because I think in the AFC and the NFC, like last year, the Broncos were 9-8, right? If you can get to 9 wins, you're good, right? Like when I play fantasy football, I'm like, if I could still get to 8 wins, my season ain't over. Dude, one time I started 0-5, and then I banged out 8 in a row, and I made the playoffs. I ended up winning the whole league. I had some injury issues, some suspensions, but it's like, I can still get to 8, bro. I'm not giving up yet. If I could get to 8, the room for error, as they say, goes down. You can't fuck around as much when you're 0-2. 0-2 teams going against 2-0 teams, 69% against the spread in the last 10 years.
Wow.
So if you have an 0-2 versus a 2-0, 69%, and overall 0-2 teams heading into week 3, 61% against the spread. And we have a couple of matchups where it's, like Chiefs and the Giants, right? Like they play each other. And then you have a lot of 2-0 versus 0-2. So you have the Titans 0-2 going up against the Colts 2-0. We'll get to that game a little bit later. But for me, the team that I think can turn it around, if we're excluding the Chiefs, I was going to say the Giants also, but you made your case. You picked first. You got it there. I think it's Houston. The reason
They're
why,
solid, dude.
Yeah. So here's what I was thinking, right? Because a lot of people have been shitting on CJ Stroud. You know, after his rookie year, he hasn't been as good, and obviously you get tape on the guy in the second year, and then even now they're like, well, they're 0-2, and he hasn't been playing that well. The offensive line is bad. Can I defend them?
Go ahead.
They played the Rams and the Bucks, bro. These two teams are undefeated. Coming into the year, we knew they were going to be good. Our division winners. Well, your division winner. Both your division winners, I believe. I was on the Niners and the Falcons, but they were playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they're 0-2 and they lost to the Giants and the Jets. No disrespect, New York. You know I love you. But just calling it how it is. They lost to good teams, and now they're playing the Jaguars this week, who I think they're ready to implode already. Brian Thomas Jr. is a little gator arms, and he's had some issues with Trevor Lawrence. Almost got killed in a preseason game, high and dry. Liam Cohen being shooed away from Trevor Lawrence. Travis Hunter dilemma. Does he play more offense? Does he play more defense? And also that division, unless you're buying into the Colts, and I know you are because you were high on the Colts. And shit, that hot take video might come back. You might be doing what I'm doing, where I'm resurfacing. Remember, yeah, be in the comments.
I said 14-3.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
So, dude, I'm gonna give the Texans a little bit of a break. Nick Chubb got in the end zone too. Like, imagine
Aren't they a better running team than a passing team? Are you starting to see it?
Yes. Your take on them needing Joe Mixon, and that's the identity of the team, I think was spot on. One of your best takes, and it's so true when you don't see them out there or when they're not getting the run game going. But look, dude, I still got the best quarterback in the division. You got the best defense. Now, is Indiana Jones playing a lot better? Yeah, sure. Is it going to be sustainable? We got to wait and see. But I think for me, it's the Texans. I think that's the team I'm not giving up yet. And if they do get Mixon back, or if this Nick Chubb version of Nick Chubb, it would be 3.0, because this is the third time he comes back from a serious injury. And hats off to him for the determination to get back over there and the persistence. I think I'm going to go with the Texans, bro, as a team that could turn it around.
Yeah, I was looking at the Texans, and I can make the same case that I made for the NFC, that I see them as a team based on their divisional schedule that you can get to the 9 wins and contend for a wild card spot. Did you have any honorable mentions that you were like, I want to see more from this team? Because I had an honorable mention that goes completely against what I said in the preview show, but I just want it for Tyrod Taylor. I want to see him 36 years old in a position to go more than 15 games in a season. This dude has been the ultimate journeyman. Like, you can't pick a better player to represent what the NFL is truly about at that level. I mean, this dude's bounced around in big spots, and he's very, I think he's one of the quarterbacks that you have that veteran presence in the backup spot, which is another reason why I like the Giants too, because just in case anything goes bad with Russ, you at least have Jameis and you don't have to go in the rookie experience. But Tyrod Taylor, this is your moment, bro. This is your moment. This is the apex of your career. The right tackle that they had drafted has been performing really well. I think that not having Justin Fields is also a huge plus for that team offensively, because a big part of Justin Fields' game is taking a lot of carries.
Yeah.
And so I think they're going to be more of a balanced attack. I know Tyrod's still got it in him, but I mean, he's 36 years old. Like, I'm not expecting him to be running read options.
Yeah.
But this team, led by Aaron Glenn, giving up 30 points in back-to-back weeks, I think this is the week that you come into the office and you're like, we got to straighten shit out now. And, that's a fun team now. If they go on a run, I would, be glad to eat shit on my take from the preview show about them being 2-15. That's my honorable mention.
Look, I didn't really have an honorable mention. I mean, I guess you could say the Giants in this case, since you took the Giants first. I want to make another case, because the more I look at it, bro, the more I want to bet the Houston Texans to win the division. Plus 300 right now. Remember, they were minus 140 coming into the year. They're 0-2. I think they lost to two really good teams that are going to be aiming for a bye week, right? They're both 2-0. And both those teams won both games. Well, no, the Rams won the opener against the Texans in LA, but Tampa Bay hasn't played a home game yet. They're 2-0. The Texans have played no division games yet. So if they just clean up in the division, they go 6-0, you can find 3 wins somewhere else.
But you get that tiebreaker.
You get
and
the
a big spot.
tiebreakers. Yeah. So I'm looking at plus 300 on them to win the division. I think it's an interesting bet. And they start this week. They play at Jacksonville.
Are the Colts at plus money by chance?
The Colts right now, you know what I'm looking at with the Colts? So the Colts right now are plus 140.
Yep.
I like it a lot. If you want to gamble, they're 40-1 to have the number 1 record in the NFL. Plus 105 is Buffalo, and that's because of the schedule. But listen, what do we always say when we make long shot bets? We've spent money on worse.
For sure.
Right? Nice $20.
This is a good way to tail what the bold take from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I got to.
And why not reward it? Dude, a couple years ago, you know how pissed off I was that I didn't bet the Pats to have the number 1 pick in the draft? They were like 35. It was the last Belichick year. 35-1. Everyone was calling me crazy. It was the first year that I moved to Vegas. I was like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, it's falling apart. They had the 3rd pick or 4th pick. Like, it was close. It was like 1 or 2 games it was like one game that swung it. And it's cool, man. It's cool. I love future bets, bro. I fucking love future bets. You know this. I've done really well in future bets. You become a fan of certain teams and certain players, and then you monitor it for the whole year. And then the other thing, look at the Bengals. Imagine you got some Bengals tickets right now or Joe Burrow for MVP. Joe Burrow was the most heavily wagered MVP coming into this year, coming off the 40-plus touchdowns he threw last year. And he's not in that conversation, obviously, since he'd be out for 3 months. But it's such a lucky draw, man. You need guys to stay healthy for 17 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, dude, last year when Barkley, at halftime of the Packer game, I was texting you. I text everyone. I'm like, yo, cash the ticket. Just stay healthy, bro. I would literally text that to George after every Barkley performance, like, just stay healthy, bro. Because it was ours.
Yeah.
And he was able to last the whole year. Now, if you're Burrow, you lost that. So futures are really, really difficult, man. Even when you bet a favorite, bro. Mm-hmm. Even when you bet a favorite, you need mad shit to go your way for September, October, November, December, January, February. 6 months. It's a lot. A lot of shit happens. A lot of shit happens. So back to this 0-2 conversation. I think the Texans are my favorite one to turn it around. But it starts this week, man. It starts this week.
2-0 team that you think will collapse, Nick. Let me list off the 2-0 teams for you. And it's bound to happen that these teams that go off to a hot start early end up fizzling out. You have in the AFC the Bills, the Colts, the Bengals, the Chargers. In the NFC, you have the Packers, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Bucks, the Cardinals, and the Rams. Which team completely implodes?
Man. So something to keep in mind, all of these are obviously subjective, and it all depends on how you view the other teams in the division.
Mm-hmm.
My pick would be Arizona.
Same.
Because I'm actually now, shouts to Pamela Maldonado.
Yep.
I like the Seahawks so far. Just an unfortunate week 1 loss to a healthy Niners team, but now they've had the injury issues. So I like Seattle. Obviously, I love the Rams. They're my NFC pick. So from that standpoint, that would be the team that I think implodes. I feel like what we said about the Chiefs at 0-2, the obvious one would be the Bengals.
Right.
Because they lost their quarterback.
Correct.
But to me, I think it's Arizona. Look, Kyler Murray getting through 17 weeks is very, very difficult for him. Even if he does make it through 17 weeks, he's going to get crushed on a play, and then it's just going to alter his season. It's happened before. Well, he'll keep playing, but, well, now he's not running as much. Oh, he used to run for that 3rd and 8. Now he's worried because he has a shoulder issue or his collarbone is messed up. So from that standpoint, it's the Kyler Murray experience. And look, not for nothing, bro. Who have they beaten the first 2 weeks?
NFC South garbage.
Yeah.
Is what they've beaten.
And bro, man, the Panther game was like a wild turn of events, but I feel like they should have lost that Saints game. Last week, they'd almost came back with the Panthers. And then this week, they play in division. Excuse me. They play on the road against the Niners with Mac Jones probably starting again. But Brock Purdy might be back. So it's a lot of chaos. That's why, for the same reasons that I'm on the Texans, it's the reasons why I'm off the Cardinals. You beat up on two shit teams, which you were supposed to, but also I'm higher on your division. Like, I think the Seahawks are a play. Like, I was so wrong on the Seahawks, but their defense is legit, super legit, and Jackson Smith and Jigba is
a problem, bro.
That boy
now
good.
that he's like solidified one.
Yeah.
He had wide receiver one energy from the get-go.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I mean, can I say the same thing about Emeka?
Yeah.
Mike Evans kind of understands now. Like, I know he got banged up in last week's game, but still, like, Mike Evans is taking the back seat now. And, you know, DK was still young enough to not have to do that, but I agree with you. I love the Sam Darnold move, and he's proven everybody correct up to this point. So, the Cardinals.
Was that your pick also?
The Cardinals was my pick. I can't believe how underutilized Marvin Harrison Jr. is in year 2. Watching back the game and the way that they try to, like, get him going, I think it's also just Kyler Murray he struggles to get going with receivers. He finds his check down a lot because he's a small guy, and he finds people coming in the middle of the field, which oftentimes is your tight end. He has 11 targets in 2 weeks, Nick. That's insane.
And did you see the report saying he don't care about his targets as long as they win?
I did not see that.
Yeah. You know what I say to that? Cap.
Yeah, bro.
What receiver?
I love running for no reason.
Yo,
my favorite.
Listen, bro. What receiver is like, yeah, I don't care if I get the ball as long as we're winning. No, you do. You do. Like the A.J. Brown book thing on the sideline, we were talking about it last year. It was cool because they were winning, but when you're not winning, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I never believed that. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Wide receiver, I've talked about this many, many times. It's the most fascinating and unique position in all of professional sports. I need 4 things to go right for me to be successful. I need my quarterback not to suck. I need the 5 big guys to block for me. I need to be in the matchup that favors me. And I need the play caller to draw up some shit for me. So when they react the way they react, it's viable, bro. Like, I get it.
Of course.
And then when you have certain guys that are, when you watch the film and you see how open they get and a quarterback's checking it down, you understand why it's so frustrating. So to me, like, this is all, when I saw that, I was like, enough, bro. Stop lying. You know you want the targets. Because you know why? When you go into contract negotiations, you can't be like, well, we won games. They're going to be like, are you a 1,000-yard receiver? Are you a 1,500-yard receiver? Are you an 80-catch guy? Oh, no, you're 68? I'm going to pay you like 68. No, but I want 20 million. Well, no, your numbers.
You have improved.
So you care about your targets. And you should. So that's how I feel about that. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. What 2-0 team you think is going to fall apart? And just for recording purposes, Cardinals, Bills, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Rams, Eagles, Niners, Bucks, all are 2-0. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Now, you know, your season's on the line for a lot of these teams. And I feel like that's a good segue to get into the picks, bro. Ready to get into these picks? I know you've been fucking hyping up the Steelers.
And I got to get some picks right this week or else I'm selling myself. I'm going to start praying again and you're going to post it on our socials about me sucking, dude. Pause. That was it's been terrible. Anytime touchdown for me this year has been absolutely awful. So I have a great plan this week for that. But like I said, I was very excited for the Steelers for this reason. Christian Gonzalez being out and their other corner for the Patriots being listed as questionable, this is a spot where Aaron Rodgers is going to unleash his wrath on that Mike Vrabel defense. It's in New England, so that's the only downside. Not saying that there's like really a home crowd presence that supports that team ever since Belichick left, but my in this economy for this week is a parlay, Nick, and it correlates Aaron Rodgers 2+ passing touchdowns and him to throw for over 224.5 yards. This is at plus 284. I wish that I can put $200 down on this, but I'm staying within my means. In this economy, for Aaron Rodgers to go ape shit on the Pats, lock it. What's your in this economy?
I like that, man. I like that. I'm big on the Steelers this week. I think it's a great bounce back spot. I know they're on the road. They're kind of being undervalued, I think, because of how they played against the Seahawks. And their defense, I think, has been getting torn apart this week by Mike Tomlin. There's no way that he's happy with how they played that game at home opener to play like that. Dude, by the way, Aaron Rodgers made this throw in that game, rolling out to his right. 60. Did you see that play? It's going to be in the clip right now. Like 60 yards rolling to his right. A dime, dude. Like one of the sickest throws you've ever seen. And one of the top comments was like, he was doing this shit in Green Bay like 4 times a week. And from a wow factor, no one's made more throws in my lifetime of watching football for like 20 years where like I understand it, where I'm just like, holy shit, that was crazy. And he's still doing it. So he still has those flashes. And I think he bounces back. So I'm with you on that. I just real quick, just a little segue. I got the updated records.
Yes.
So let me just rattle these off. My Ursulita's 1-1. My in this economy is 0-1 against the spread, 0-1 against anytime touchdown. Becky is 0-1-1. Toxic 1, 2-0. Trust me is 1-0, is 1-1 with a 1-game winning streak. I'm gonna claim that.
1-game winning.
And then
streak.
George, your Ursulita's 0-2. In this economy against the spread is 1-0. Your anytime touchdown in this economy is 0-1. Then 2-0 is your Becky. Shouts to that.
Yeah.
0-2 is your Trust Me, and your Toxic 1 is 1-1. So those are just the updated records. I'm gonna go. Which one did you do?
I did my in this economy.
You did in this
Gave
economy.
a parlay
right?
for the people to start off.
Yeah.
The picks.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna follow suit. In this economy, I'm gonna go with a anytime touchdown parlay. It's in the same game, and it pays plus 450. The LSU boys together are going to score touchdowns with their backup quarterbacks because the backup quarterback is going to be like, oh my God, I'm being thrown into the fire. Oh, I got a $40 million wide receiver and I have a $35 million wide receiver. I'm going to throw it to them. So Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown, and Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown. A parlay of those two guys in the same game, the LSU boys, plus 450 to score a touchdown.
Damn,
That is my in this economy.
Nick's trying to do a lot for the people. I like that. Damn, dude, we're starting off with parlays for these guys? Come on,
We're getting crazy.
Anytime touchdown parlay, stay tuned for the end. They got a great number for you at the end of the show, so don't leave yet. Nick, what's the next one?
Okay. Ursulita.
Okay.
It's gross. It's also the Monday winner. I love it even more. Tennessee Titans plus 4.5 at home against the Colts. Listen, it's gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
Right? It's gross. But we have 2-0 against 0-2. We talked about that trend 69% of the times in the last 15 years. Right? Back to 2010. 69% of the time when an 0-2 team goes up against a 2-0 team. Now they're in division. Right? Listen, I think Cam Ward has looked really good this year. I think his team has let him down in both games.
For sure.
But he got that charisma.
Definitely.
He got that aura in him where it's like, yo, I got this. Can y'all start balling out? I have to take this spot, bro. And I know it's gross, but also think about this. This is a borderline toxic one too. Like, there's no way I could play the Colts here. There's no way I'm playing the Colts here. I think this is a field goal game. The plus 4.5. The Monday winner was 3.5, so we get a full point here. Dare I say, I love it. I love it. Ursulita this week. She's going to deliver. Even though she's gross, she's going to deliver. Titans plus 4.5.
You know what's great? I wish that this...
You know what my friends and I used to say whenever we would hook up with non-attractive chicks?
You wouldn't talk about it, and you'd be embarrassed.
No, you would talk about it, but we'd be like, this back in when we were in college, you'd be like, listen, bro, every now and then you got to play the Jaguars. And this when the Jaguars had like Blake Bortles and shit, like the team was like, listen, bro, sometimes it's week 4 in the preseason.
Yeah.
It's not going to always be Sunday Night Football, Ravens, Bills, where you're excited and you want to tell the world what you did. It's like, let's not talk about this one. Let's not do it.
Oh, boy.
So that's Ursulita right there.
That
That's
is.
Ursulita, Titans plus 4.5. What do you got for Ursulita? Or do you have anything to say?
No, I'm going head-to-head against you on this one.
Whoa,
and by the way, I'm
again.
going head-to-head with you. Pause on this one for my Becky, which is undefeated. So I'm putting my undefeated title on the line this week, going with Colts minus 4.5 on the road versus the Titans. Bottom line is the Titans can't protect Cam Ward. The Colts are legit. This offense is going to put up 30 points on them. And I honestly just don't think that the Titans are going to be able to get the ball in the end zone twice. This is going to be a statement win for the division. This is going to make Cam Ward realize, like, hey, it's not all fun to be picked number 1 overall, is it? You know, you wish that you were on a better team. You wish you weren't as good as you were in college. You know, you struggled. Maybe you get drafted later on. You'd ended up in a better situation. It is what it is. That's what this week's going to be for him.
Can I give you a trend that supports you?
Yeah.
You're going to like this because I know you like these trends.
There's trends that support yours way more than mine, though.
Yeah, but this one's pretty dope. All right. First of all, the Colts have dominated the Titans. 4-game cover and win streak in the last 2 seasons.
Love that.
The Colts are the 4th team since 1960 to go 2 games in a row with no punts. All 3 teams went on to cover their 3rd game. The Commanders last year, the Bills in 2021, and the Steelers in 2004. Now, it's not to start the year. It's any 2-game stretch where the team didn't punt.
Right.
They've covered that 3rd game. 3 times it's happened, 3 times it's covered. That's a goodie for you.
I'm going to post this as a part of the carousel for the picks. It's going to be the Colts punter, Rigoberto Sanchez's highlights for the past 2 weeks. It's just him catching extra points and PATs. That's been his highlight tape for this year. We're going to keep it the same.
And what about the Bears kicker? The Bears punter, who Caleb Williams said, you're not going to punt as much. And no team has punted more since the start of last season than them.
He has, if I'm not mistaken, there's like a stat out there that he has 1,000 more punt yards than Caleb Williams has passing yards.
Oh, rough for the
is-
brain. But do you think that's like normal, or do you think it's
So 50 yards.
say you punt 4 times and you net 50 yards?
That's 200 yards passing,
yeah.
roughly.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah,
That's terrible.
Slow math calculations right now. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Because if you do your job, his number's like
Yeah.
next to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give you a trend to support me and not support you?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, 9-3 playing indoors against the spread. 28-33 playing outdoors. About
Bad offensive line.
bad offensive line.
That's the biggest cop out.
Yep.
Bad offensive line. Road dogs in this spot.
Okay.
And the AFC South went 11-1 against the spread in 2024. That's in your favor. And then since 2019, they're 45-27 against the spread. 63% best of any division. So AFC South dog. This is the ultimate matchup for the show this week. Nick versus George. Colts versus Titans. This is going to be the game that if it wasn't in the afternoon, it would not make the multi-view.
Yeah.
But it's going to be there for us. Okay, I went with my Becky, so I guess I can pick one and send it back your way.
No, I'll do a Becky.
Yeah?
Because I think so far I did just In This Economy and Ursulita.
Perfect.
Okay. Becky. Got to do it, bro. Houston plus 1.5 this week. They're playing in Jacksonville. So here's the thing, right? I think it is borderline tough times in Jacksonville. This is a must-win situation if you are CJ Stroud and the Texans. You don't want to fall to 0-3. CJ Stroud has made 6 starts within the first 2 games of the regular season. He's 0-6 against the spread. He's 18-14 game 3 or later. This one, to your point about the underdogs, 11-1 against the spread since last season. So if you just took the underdog in the AFC South,
you'd have made
some
great gaps.
Because the logic too, it's pretty obvious. It's like a duh. Of course you would. The division is not that strong as a whole. You know, you get 20-1 odds right now for anyone in this division to win the Super Bowl. It's the highest of any of the divisions.
Wow.
So basically, like, you could have the Colts, you could have the Jaguars and the Texans, and even the Titans, but like realistically, you get those 3 teams at 20-1 as opposed to betting them individually. No team has worse odds. So I think that they match up well with the Jaguars because it's in division, and it's a must-win spot. I just love it, bro. I love it for Becky. Becky, for me, on the year, like I mentioned before, it is 0-1-1. I think I get on the board. And it's because it's a must-win. It's a must-win, and I don't know what the Jaguars are doing in the secondary. I think this is a big Nico Collins game. Like Nico Collins, he scored a touchdown on Monday Night Football. Love that. Put it in the Discord. So you guys ate on that, plus 130. I'm looking at it, bro. The other thing too, like the Texans played 2 really, really good teams, and they're playing a team.
It's like, yeah.
It's
They're
like,
taking off the weighted vest, bro.
Thank God we're not playing
They're gonna
a
be sprinting.
Super Bowl fucking contender, and we're playing a common opponent. Bet. And like Jacksonville ain't the hardest place to go play. Like,
No.
Gladly. So I love it. Becky this week, it's the Houston Texans plus 1.5. I think they win outright and they go to 1-2.
I would. This is not on my anytime touchdown parlay, but just something I'm rooting for in this game. I gotta see Travis Hunter get in the end zone. Like going 3 weeks worries me for a lot of the bets that I have him tied with for offensive rookie of the year, because I do think that they need to start just force feeding this mofo the ball. And maybe the dream's over of playing both ways. I'd be fine with it. Honestly, if he just stayed on offense, that'd be cool. If not, play him the entire game. Like this whole like going back and forth and playing him on situationally. It's like he's 21 years old. Let him run himself into the ground. He could definitely do it. So that was your Becky?
Yes.
Your Becky. You have to get in the win column. This is
Yeah, I'm letting her down, bro. I'm letting her down.
Last time that this happened with Becky, we had to change the name of Becky.
From Adriana to Becky.
To Becky, yeah. So this is a big week for us here.
And Becky is homage to Becky G, my celebrity crush. If y'all know her, tell her I'm ready.
Tell her I'm not dating Stat.
Yeah.
Regardless of, don't let her read the captions.
Don't let the comments and the captions fool you. All right, so go on. What do you got?
Okay. I don't think I've given you my Ursula yet. So I'm going to give you my Ursula. It's the rematch of the NFC divisional game between the Rams versus the Eagles. The Rams are traveling back to Philly. There won't be snow this time, or at least I don't think it snows in Philly in September. I didn't check. Rams plus 3.5. It's a nasty, nasty bet to put in because of how good the Eagles are at home. However, this is loser leaves town type of situation where you got the two undefeated guys. As far as ruling the narrative for the next 6 weeks, whoever wins this game will be the front runner, clearly now. But even moving forward, they're going to look back at this game and be like, no, that's who's the actual NFC contender. It's ugly, but I like the points. Do I think they can pull off the upset? Yes, but I'm not going to take them money line. So Ursulita is Rams plus 3.5.
Couple of things. First of all, NFL, you fucking bastards. How is this not a night game?
Come on now.
Come on, bro. What are we doing? Listen, the Monday night game is a banger. It's the Lions and the Ravens. But like Chiefs, Giants, Sunday night football, like, come on, bro. Gotta put this. This is.
They should have the flex built in, like how they do with college football. Like them doing
bro.
the fixed times. Like, I get it for the first couple of weeks, but starting at week 3, you got to start just fantasy booking who you want at night.
Oh, bro, for sure. Listen, there's a couple of things here, right? So, you know the trend of West Coast coming east, and oh my God, the time zone, it fucks them up. Doesn't apply to McVay and the Rams. 16-7-2 against the spread when they go to the East Coast. They cover by 4.5 points. You're getting 3.5 points here. I think it's a field goal game regardless of who wins. The Eagles are not really a team that you blow out. I can't think of the last time that they got blown out. It's been a while. They're like, there's a lot of shit happening with the Eagles, but it's one of those situations where I feel like they just haven't needed to play at a high level. This is a banger of a game. The Rams, in their last 11 games, are 9-2. Their 2 losses to the Eagles. Do they have their number? Wouldn't be surprised. The Eagles got a lot of people's numbers. This is, if you have YouTube TV and you got Sunday Ticket, this game is in the 4 box.
For sure.
Like, you're not a football fan if this is not in there. I love it. I'm staying away. There's nothing I really like in this game from a betting standpoint. I think it's a tough game. And to your point, man, Jalen Hurts at home, 27-3 as a favorite.
Yeah.
He's really dominant. He's really dominant. So again, I love it. I would be on the dog there. I love that it's Ursulita. I'm with you from that standpoint. If I was to make a pick, but again, not confident. This is one where I'm like, I'm enjoying that I could just enjoy this game and not have to worry about anything. Okay, let me give you another one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Pittsburgh Steelers -1.5 on the road.
Love that. I love it. Come on, A-Rod. I want a 4-touchdown game. Is that too much to ask for?
Look, you might get it. Christian Gonzalez, who knows what his status is. The history of the Steelers after an embarrassing performance like they just had. I mean, shit, you could argue that the last 2 games have been embarrassing. This is a spot that I want to take them in. I would have preferred if it was a home game, but I just don't. I'm very excited I didn't buy the Patriot hype. There's just something about them I don't like. I love Vrabel, but you can make a case that Miami kind of let that game go last week, and I'm worried about that for them if you're New England.
Mm-hmm.
So history is not on our side. Aaron Rodgers, 2 career starts in New England. He's 0-2, but he was also going up against Tom Brady. So you do have that not being the case in this situation. Mike Vrabel is now 5-13-1 against the spread in this same spot as a head coach dating back to 2022. George, you might be asking what the spot is. Since the start of 2022, Patriots are 3-30 straight up, 5-27-1 against the spread when trailing by more than 7 at any point in the game. So if Pittsburgh jumps out to like a 10-0 lead, it's LGs for the Pats and for Mike Vrabel. 2 coaches that I love betting on when they're underdogs. Love Tomlin, love Vrabel, but I'm taking the short road favorite here for Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers to move to 2-1. That is my trust me for the week.
Let's go. It's going to happen. They're going to light up New England. My next bet for you, I've hit you with my Becky. I've hit you with my In This Economy. The toxic one. I think we're both, that's the last one we got to choose.
Yeah.
Last week we were on the same one. We were on the Vikings. And we were.
And again, just to preface, the toxic one, right? Because we have these funny names just to be different and give the show some flavor. The toxic one, you got to be careful. Don't bet the favorite in this spot. That's the whole difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, like last week, we were talking about Minnesota, -4, most heavily wagered public team on the board. The Vikings were a popular eliminator pick. And then also, we just saw them come back on the Bears Monday Night Football. We don't like that. The primetime factor is really serious in that situation. So that's what we're talking about with the toxic one. It's basically dog or pass. For me, it's the Packers. Packers -8.5 against the Browns. Look, the Browns, Joe Flacco, we get it. Packers are now the Super Bowl favorite to come out of the NFC. Well, they're tied with the Eagles. There's no way I could take the Packers -8.5 on the road. We just saw Baltimore put up a 40-piece on the Browns. I'd be very, very careful. Maybe they make a quarterback change. If like Joe Flacco is struggling, do they put in Gabriel? Do they put in Sanders? I think they're ready to pull the plug on Joe Flacco because it's one of those situations where you want to excite the fan base. So for me, the toxic one is Packers -8.5. Do not be careful with the eliminator pool. We haven't had a big upset yet. We have not had a big upset yet. I will be very, very careful as 8.5-point favorites are Green Bay. Let me ask you this question, and this is what you should always do. If you like a road favorite, close your eyes, envision them being at home, and add 6 to the number. 14.5-point favorites, the Packers at home against the Browns. You kind of always take a double-digit dog.
Right.
Especially when it's not a common opponent. Shit, you took one when it is a common opponent.
Yep.
Uncommon opponent, you love that spot there. So I would just be very careful with the Browns. And by the way, toxic one, 2-0 on the year.
My toxic one has got to be the Commanders -3.5 versus the Raiders.
Oh.
This is a spot in which, after seeing how shitty the Raiders played on Monday Night Football, there was glimpses for me, at least on the defensive side, that I could buy into. And the fact that Marcus Mariota is going to be trotting out there more than likely makes me even more excited. I don't see this Pete Carroll team not keeping it within 3 points, if not winning outright, which is a very tough thing to do. The Raiders aren't keen to, going on the road after not scoring a touchdown and winning straight up. As a matter of fact, any team that hasn't scored a touchdown going on the road the next week is only 49-86 straight up in the last decade. So that's not going to happen. But I do think that PD and the boys are going to get everybody back on track this week. And this Raiders team this is a prove it week for the Raiders. It really is, because you can't put up the dud that you did in front of the home crowd and not bounce back in a major way. So I like the Raiders in that spot. Do not bet the Commanders -3.5. And the other thing that I forgot to mention too, bro, is the person that I've loved the most on the Commanders is going to be out for the season. Torn Achilles and Austin Eckler. There goes I think he was my 5th round fantasy pick. Fuck.
Yeah.
He was getting such high utilization out of the backfield and the receiving category. Now we got to go with, we're going to obviously give him a nickname soon, right? The Krosky Merritt.
Well, they call him Bill. Bill's his nickname.
Wow, yeah. With Lil Bill, or
they just call him Bill. I think because the last name was so difficult that him growing up, they just called him Bill. It's like how everyone back home, my nickname is Lamb because I'm Greek, and we also had 4 Nick D's in the friend group. So it was just like we got Boss, we got Teddy because that's his middle name, and then we got Lamb because he's Greek, and the other one we just called him Nick. So it was a way to just differentiate everyone.
That's good. I'm glad you told me that, because I was like, I'm for real about to have to start just saying, I don't even know what his first name is, but I do know his last name's Krosky Merritt.
Jacoby
Krosky Merritt.
Or Jacoby or Jacory. I just had it here and then I closed it.
He's going to be getting a lot of touches this weekend with the way that everything's shaking out for him. Yeah, man.
I want to give a bonus pick that I really like. I usually don't give totals, but this one just feels free because both teams can't cover anybody. 50.5 is the point total for the Bears and the Cowboys. Why is it not 90? And look, the Cowboys can't cover anybody and they can't rush the passer on anyone. And then the Bears just lost their all-pro corner, Johnson. He's out for the year with a groin injury, which is crazy. Like, you don't really hear a groin injury, you're out for the year. Like, that's some wild shit. They're all-pro corner, and they can't stop anybody, too. I'm 0-2 on the Bears this year so far, and they were my division winner. I do like them in this spot. 2-point underdogs at home against the Cowboys. I just think it's going to be a shootout, so I like that one as another. I'm going to do 2 trust me's this week, so I'm going to throw that in there.
Sweet.
All right, anytime touchdown parlay. Can I give you mine? 20-1.
20-1.
20-1. I'm going back to the well, baby. CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, and the LSU boys, 20-1. The LSU boys are Chase and Jefferson. A parlay of those 4 is 20-1. Oh, it just flashed 21 plus 2,100. So you get another extra $1 there.
Wow.
That is my anytime touchdown parlay. And by the way, the Patreon on fire with anytime touchdown parlay. We've given out 12 names. 8 of them have scored touchdowns. So go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Veterans Minimum for $1 American dollar. What's your parlay?
If you're a true degen, you put this one in. It's 69-1. I had to pick the right people to put into this parlay because I've been so fucking wrong in the first 2 weeks on my anytime touchdown parlay. So I knew I had to hit my favorite number, 69-1. And if I'm going to get it right, Nick, I'm going to get it white. Tyler Higbee, Cam Scattaboo, Ladd McConkey, and Aaron Rodgers, 2 passing touchdowns. 69-1. 69-1. I'm fucking hitting it this week. I promise you I'm hitting it this week.
Damn.
Higbee, Scattaboo, McConkey, Aaron Rodgers, fucking going crazy.
Bro, I'll never forgive you for not betting on Taysom Hill that year, man. I think about that last year. And we didn't have video footage. Thanks a lot, Isaiah. I'm always throw him under the bus, even though it wasn't
clicking
his
record
fault.
right now, right?
Shouts to
if he
Isaiah.
wasn't clicking record, I'm like, oh, this is for sure hitting. Like, I have to go tell everybody.
In a weird way, it'd be better if we didn't have the footage because then it means that it does hit. So it's like our pockets are going to be full, but then we're not going to have the content and going viral. But yo, listen, bro, I throw $20 on every one of our parlays just because I just know sometimes you forget to bet them, and I'm like, I just do it as a gift.
Yeah, Nick, I'm constantly traveling. This week I at least had the decorum to be like, okay, all right.
That's a good
Nick,
word.
You gotta be able to put this in.
Yeah.
And you did. I appreciate it. But did you like that? If I'm gonna get it right, I'm gonna get it white.
Listen, bro,
69-1.
we've been talking about it. It's been we've just had bad representation over the years, and I'm gonna say it. I've been spearheading the new change. Hey, make sure you're following us at Veterans Minimum on all social media platforms. Remember the Patreon, $1 a month. That's all we're asking for. We got over 500 paid members. By the way,
it's crazy, man. It really is crazy to think
500 people are giving us $1, like a chick ass sapphire, baby. You can do a lot with that. So patreon.com/Veterans Minimum. George, where can they find you?
At Mr. George Carmona is where you can find me, and we will see you guys after 69-1 hits on Monday. Peace.
I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course, be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be